Okay, super short video. I opened the game to find this. I wanted to make a super detailed video on this with all the editing and stuff, but A, I want to work on something much more important, and B, this isn't really something that requires a ton of complex editing to get the point across. So, as per usual, this left me with two options. Either scrap the video like I usually would, Exhibit A, my scrapped videos folder, or option B, rewrite the whole video, actually make it 4 times as long in the process, and just throw gameplay on the screen while we talk about the critical operations. So, since you're watching this video right now, option 2 it is. So, the core purpose of this video was meant to be how the Oliver Axe has been turned into a normal shop item. Actually, scratch that, it's worse than a normal shop item. That is because the only thing that made it valuable in the first place was the fact that it was pretty expensive and has only been available a few times over the years. These were the selling points: expensive and exclusive. Now, it is a default axe with a slight green tint. Nothing special about it, just that. Nobody will open cases specifically because they want the Oliver Axe because it is a default axe with a slight green tint. Nobody will buy it with blue credits because it is a default axe with a slight green tint. And nobody will be happy about randomly getting it because it is a default axe with a slight green tint. It had value to a bunch of people as a cool troll item. Now, it has lost all value, and honestly, if I unboxed a tier 7 tomorrow and it was an Oliver Axe, I would probably delete the game. This essentially was the core message of the initial video. But, because I'm now not bound by needing to animate every single sentence somehow, let's talk about skins a little more. Most players' main issue with skins has been the fact that they just look a bit shit. The main reason for that isn't that Critical Force exclusively hires preschoolers to design their skins, but instead that the game is trying to be as small as possible, in app size I mean. Most recently this has changed somewhat, the game has just surpassed 1 GB in app size for the first time, so this isn't valid criticism anymore, and I'm pretty sure that we are gonna get a few better looking skins in the future, but in case you see someone complaining that the skins look shit, well, just tell them that. Another thing, the ranked skins. I think most of the old ones were pretty ugly. Shocker, I know. To me, the issues lie somewhere else. No matter what kind of a skin you release, even if it's the Scion AK, you will find at least someone that enjoys using it. So that isn't really the issue. I personally just don't enjoy running around with a skin that has silver or bronze written on it, and that little text thing doesn't really add anything to the skin either. The current season skins don't have the name on it anymore. Thank you, Mr. Devman, that is all I ask. Okay, next point, the rewind event. A ton of people for Critical Ops standards are talking about it and want it back as soon as possible, but genuinely, it is the dumbest thing that you could possibly do to your own skin economy. All the skins in the game currently only have sentimental value. There is no real-world currency connected to them. One of the main things that makes up the sentimental value of items, both in real life as well as in-game, is the perceived rarity of something. Spending money on something that everyone has feels a little silly, while spending even more money on something that only you have is still just as silly, if not even more, but it feels different. That's why some luxury brands literally burn their product if it doesn't sell. Most of the rarest items in other video games, take Fortnite's OG skins for example, or perhaps look at CSGO's most expensive items, they have their rarity and price because of how few of these items are in circulation. Many of them just have absurdly low chances to ever drop. Some were super cheap when they first came out, but as they've never come back since, their price has just gone up significantly, and for most other items it's just a mix of these two things. All of Seops's rare items are coming back annually, and that ensures that there's no reason to buy those skins aside from your own personal preference. One of the best profit strategies is to use a customer's fear of missing out against them. Basically telling them that the shit that they want is only available for like a 10-minute drop or something, and then it's gonna be sold out forever. Everyone that's cool is gonna have it, but you don't because you're missing out. With Seop skins though, that doesn't happen. If you can't get them now, just wait for Rewind, or wait for next year, or the year after, or the year after. With the trade-up feature, you can always still craft most of the older skins, even if they aren't made available through an event like Rewind, so there's no reason to further devalue your own cosmetics like that. And one last thing, the passes. I am probably going to be the first person to talk about passes without bitching about how they are too short, too long, don't have a knife, don't have gloves, have a knife, have gloves, whatever the fuck people complain about these days. No, the thing that I'm trying to talk about is why I have personally stopped buying passes. Pass skins inherently only become valuable once they get a bit older. If someone wants a skin from a current day pass, then they can easily just buy the pass with money or watch ads for 20 days and get the pass like that. If you want a skin from a pass from 2 years ago, however, then that just isn't gonna happen most likely. However, COPS has a tendency to simply re-release old pass items. For pass season 29, they essentially released a best of from the previous 28 pass seasons, including stuff like the compact GSR and other pretty rare items that you needed to grind for when they initially came out. Yeah, just all of that in one pass, not even for a higher price or anything. Since then, also some of the initially pass skins have been reintroduced as just normal shop items, similar to the artifacts. Examples being the Calibur P90 or the Hot Rod Axe, for example. Same thing with emblems recently. A whole bunch of super old and sought after emblems you can now just buy with 100 credits. I don't get why you would do this, but that's how it is currently. Like, this is the core reason why I've stopped spending money on COPS, because even if there's a skin that I really like, first of all, having that isn't magically going to fix any of the issues that the game has, and also, in exchange for spending that money, I don't even get a unique skin anymore. The skin will be re-released until the end of time, that much is clear, and maybe Critical Force has the sudden urge to entirely change the price of the skin for no reason, and maybe the super underrated tier 2 skin that you've been using for like a year now should suddenly be a tier 6, or maybe they're just gonna give your favorite skin to everyone for free. I don't know, at this point anything can happen.